More national awards for Spokane. Find out more just ahead. Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Steve Mumm. Great to have you here. I'm thrilled to be at the headquarters for the Girl Scouts for the northern Idaho, eastern Washington area. I'm also very pleased to be talking about historic preservation in Spokane, which is one of the leading communities in that area around the country. And a gentleman who knows a lot about that is Paul Mann. And Paul, you're a tremendous guy with a very long title, and if you just share that and let people know who you are.
Well, I'm on the Board of Advisors for the National Trust for Historic Preservation, representative for Eastern Washington, and I'm also one of the co-chairs of the National Preservation Conference, which will be in Spokane this fall from October 31 through November 3.
And over the last, 4 decades, Spokane has done a magnificent job of hanging on to and restoring some of our great buildings here. Talk about a couple of the success stories.
Well, the success stories in Spokane, I think, have been a combination between wonderful ownership, like the Worthies and the Wells, and Avista, which owns the steam plant, and also a very strong grassroots preservation organization, which has worked hard to save buildings that were at risk. So I think we're very lucky in the group of people that have been involved in historic preservation over the last 2 decades or so.
So we've got those huge successes, you know, the steam plant building and the Davenport Hotel. But let's talk about your slogan, because there's a lot. There's a whole broad world of historic preservation. Tell us your slogan, because I love this.
It's a slogan of the National Trust, and it's "This place matters." And what it means is that preservation is not just the wonderful grand buildings like the Davenport or the Fox Theater, but it's also barns or it's commercial structures. It's buildings that have meaning to the individuals who live there, or who work there, who are part of that community. It tells us where we came from and how we got to where we are. So in Spokane, you may have commercial structures because we were very much a commercial downtown during the early part of the century. And those buildings are as meaningful to us as some of the grand homes from the Kirtland Cutter era.
Oh, and absolutely. Just to plug my own neighborhood, we preserved the Spokane, the 5 Mile Grange, number 905. It was an apple packing plant. It was around in the 20s, and no one would ever say, well, this is the most beautiful Grange, but it's become an absolute community center in the heart of the prairie, along with the old schoolhouse across the street we preserved. Talking about beautiful places, however we see them to visit, you're doing a home tour. And you know, I used to live on Corbin Park, and we loved it at night. We would walk around the park because we could see people's windows. But you're actually going to let them into some of these beautiful homes.
We are. One of the great events in the conference each year is a candlelight tour of homes. And this year it will be November the 1st from 7:30 to 10, and it'll be in the Cliff Park, Sumner Avenue, Cliff Drive area. We'll have 10 homes on the tour, some of which have never been open to the public. And we are allowed to sell tickets to the general public in addition to the people from the conference who will be attending. So I think it's a great opportunity for people in Spokane to see some of these homes that they otherwise never would have done.
Oh, and just having driven down the street, those are some magnificent places. Real quickly, because we have just less than a minute left, Paul, why is the preservation of our past and the things that matters, why do you think that's so important?
I guess it's a point of understanding where we came from in order to understand where we're going. And preservation is an important part of that understanding of who we are as a community and what Spokane's all about, what makes us unique. And that's why the conference is coming to Spokane. We have something unique, a special character to show the rest of the country, and we're very excited to show it off.
Well, what an accomplishment. Well, wonderful to have you here, Paul. Thanks so much for sharing. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Steve Mumm. You're watching Comcast Newsmakers.